everyone. Welcome back to the Roshi's Backyard Talk. And I'm joined today by Ether and Brandon. How are you guys doing?
Doing pretty good,
How are
man. I
you
can't
doing?
complain. It's been a really good weekend.
Yeah, I'm doing just fine. Happy to be here. First time on.
Yeah, it's been, what is it now? 2 weeks ago we did the first episode of this podcast. Me
Yeah,
and,
man. It was
uh, me and
about
Ether.
about 2 weeks ago, maybe almost three
Yeah,
now.
almost three, I guess. But I mean, yeah, I put in the description, it's a weekly podcast, so my apologies for not bringing it out every week.
Well, now it's a 3 weekly podcast.
Three
However,
weekly.
try
Three
weekly.
weekly.
Tri-weekly.
There we go.
There you
Try
go.
weekly. Try weekly podcast. I guess I should actually introduce myself. You can find me on most social as Randon Lummer. RANDON_LUMMER. You've probably, if you're in any of the Facebook groups, you've probably seen some of my awful memes and or drawings circulating around. Currently working on a couple projects. Saturn 9 is a short little animated film I made last year, and I'm translating that into a webtoon. And then obviously Bloodlines takes up a good portion of my time. Currently working on the website for that, so should have that up for everybody to view. The viewing experience for the manga is, especially on mobile, will be much better than it has been on Facebook and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to bringing that to everybody. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I do and why I'm here.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad to have you on, man.
Yeah, and the Saturn 9 movie definitely worth a watch.
Man, it definitely was. I was really
Yeah.
surprised with your art, man. It was really great.
Oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. If people want to watch it, it's on my Facebook at Randon Lummer. Um,
And on your YouTube too, right?
yeah, I think it's on my. No, I think I took it off my YouTube. I'm gonna put it on the Bloodlines, YouTube
Okay.
page.
I'll put a link down for the people who are listening on YouTube. I'll put the link down in the description.
Oh, I guess I'm gonna upload it soon then to the Bloodlines page so that there can be a link. Yeah, it's the comic version's definitely a little bit better in my opinion so far, but the movie's a fun little watch. But
So yeah,
anyways,
if for people who's the first time listening to this, we are doing we talk a lot Dragon Ball on this podcast. Actually, everything Dragon Ball.
Pretty much anything
In
you
a
can
sense.
imagine, we'll probably try and touch on it.
Yeah, fan theories, new chapters, what we think it's going to happen, our own project, the Bloodlines one. So I hope this podcast will be around an hour, always, kind of,
Try to be.
depending. So yeah, this week actually we have Ether. You want to say to people what you do?
Okay, for sure. Yeah. Well, back in March, Terrell, one of the leaders, and Christoph of Bloodlines, they reached out to me and they're like, "Hey, we want to know if you wanted to go ahead and write this, series for us." And I was like, "Okay, for sure." So I'm just one of the little writers getting the job done, trying to make Bloodlines better and
and
better
he's
every single
modest
step of the way.
because he
What's
is
that?
he's modest because he's our lead writer. He writes down all of our dialogue for us now. He writes the script. We all give him ideas, and then he takes all of ideas and is turning them into gold for us. And we should all be very grateful of him. Thank you, Josh.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man.
Yeah,
It
it's
means a
much
lot.
thank you.
appreciated.
And I'm trying to do that and juggle 3 kids, and also I got my side project Dragon Ball Empty, which
Whoa,
is a
man,
light
hey.
manga.
You shouldn't be juggling your kids. Like,
Well, I mean,
That's-
they're
that's
pretty
are they
resilient,
light?
man.
Are you just that strong? Are you that yoked?
I mean,
You're just like SSJ4, just throwing kids up in the air, juggling them.
I think we
impressive.
found the title for the episode though. Juggling my kids.
Yeah.
juggling my kids.
All right. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
No, you're fine. I just It's like a light manga novel hybrid. So like the first like 3 pages of each chapter will be like manga panels, and then it'll kind of fade into like the story. So I can provide like a little more detail than you can with like a manga panel. It's really hard to portray what people are thinking without throwing a thought bubble up. So if you get like, maybe 5 more pages per chapter of just text, it'll kind of like feel like, fill all the gaps in what you might be thinking about the people that are involved. And if you want to know more about it, you can always go on the Dragon Ball Empty Facebook group. There's a fan page there. You can ask all the questions you want, and I'll try my best not to spoil anything. But it's just a little story about the timeline where Cell originated from after he killed off Trunks and went back to the past and caused all the havoc we knew he caused. Lo and behold, that Gohan actually met up with Videl in that timeline, and for a couple months they were together, and then all of a sudden, one of the last nights Gohan was there, I guess they might did a little, and Pan is in the picture in this story, so it's gonna be interesting to see what goes on in a world where there's no other heroes besides them. But look forward to the first couple chapters coming out, hopefully within the next couple months. I'm about to finish chapter 3 for Bloodlines, so as soon as that happens, I'm gonna try and write at least the first couple chapters of Empty so they can get draw on it. But
speaking of new chapters,
the
new Dragon Ball Super manga chapter. Damn.
Right?
Yeah, we all have a lot to say about this, I'm sure.
I mean, like, I'm a big Vegeta fan. You guys know that, and by the end of the chapter, I was kind of pissed. But then reading it back, it's like he's not defeated yet. He's just down, but he's still got his senzu bean and he still can get up. So the fight is not over yet.
I was gonna say, man, it's like, yes, he threw his armor away, but you really think he doesn't have that bean up, that sleeve of his? I guarantee you, he has got it, and that's why he wanted to take all the damage, man. He wanted to take all the damage.
And also his ego.
Well, yeah, but all that damage, man. Goku's not gonna try and kill Vegeta, but somebody like good old Granola, he's gonna go his all out. So he's gonna get him close to death as possible, pop that senzu bean. And then he's like 2 or 3 times stronger than he already was. Like, that's just, I don't know, man. It's been a ride. Now, granted, the approach to the form, how they didn't even explain anything. It's just like, it's ultra ego, and it's like, okay, well,
yeah, that's what he called it, though.
Right? Exactly. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I
mean, he finally says he has a big ego.
Yeah, the naming conventions for the forums have been weird this time around. I mean, like, we all grew up with just like, hey, this is the next one, just put a new number behind it, and then it led to like fan art on the internet of like Super Saiyan 100 with like the ridiculously long hair and stuff like that
last time
with the rainbow hair and all that shit.
Yeah, but like the one thing I liked about the ultra ego thing is like it's kind of true that Goku is a instinctual fighter. Like, he learns the Kamehameha just after seeing it one time. He's constantly stealing every, like, move he sees. And, like, he's just a very instinctual type of person. Whereas Vegeta is a very egotistical person, and his ego is what drives him in his fights a lot of the time.
Yeah, but I can say, though, like, Goku is instinctual, but Vegeta is more tactical.
Yeah. I guess my whole thing about it is it's just kind of like it makes sense, like the ultra ego, like the actual name makes sense within the context of like who they are, but
oh yeah, for sure,
it's also just like a really weird word to use, like whenever you're talking about like something that gives you a power boost or something that is like whenever it comes to fighting in general. I guess like instinctual fighting makes sense. You're shutting your brain off and you're kind of just letting your body do its thing. But like whenever it comes to like ego, it just like it, yes, obviously it plays a part in like any battle or anything you're having like that. It's just like such a weird term in the context of like a transformation. Master Ultra Instincts like just seemed like really fleshed out and it made sense, but like this one's just like it's a little more abstract, and I'm not used to that personally, but it's not something that I don't hate it. I think it's kind of cool.
No. I don't dislike it at
so.
all, but the thing
I like they went back to the base forms. Like their hair is like normal base form hair,
Right.
but with the slight change. But
just as
they
I think
went back to
Vegeta
their
just had
roots
like the
almost.
little slight spikes up in the back of his neck area. But the thing
Yeah.
that bothers me with the name Ultra Ego is you're giving it to a guy like Vegeta, who in the last arc went and shed
redemption.
he shed his pride. You know what I'm saying? He shed that
Yeah.
ego. He went and did the training that Goku did, and not only did it, but he did it better. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he already shed his ego. He swallowed his pride, so to speak, and now he's gonna go and use this ultra ego technique. And I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
but
that's
if you
awesome, but like at the same time, it's like, man, it kind of like just kind of negated all the growth he might have made.
Yeah, true. But if you like read between the lines, like it's more the power that it's doing to him than himself. I
Well,
think.
yeah, no, that'd be kind of cool. Like a well, we've
Because
already
it's
seen
a savage kind of.
as long as it doesn't
side of
take
the
Vegeta
power.
over again. God dang it.
No, not like the Majin shit. But get
Well,
even broke through that. So
there's a context there, though. I mean, like, I've known plenty of people that were egotistical in a fight that weren't like that, like, out, like, that were very kind and
Sure. It's almost like
functioning
when they got into the
humans.
fight, they just transformed.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, they
like, for
flip
real,
a
though,
switch
like,
in battle and
Battle
Yeah,
mode
and
activated.
yeah, I think that's kind of like what they're implying is it's like, yeah, he's a, better person and stuff, but that's separate from like who he is in a fight, and that's where I think
I
it,
get
like,
what you're
I don't,
saying,
yeah, I don't think it'll negate like the things like especially like how he treated the Namekians and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I don't think that any of that type, that part of
good guy
Vegeta's
Vegeta's
going
awesome.
anywhere. Yeah, I don't think he's going
he
anywhere.
definitely evolved as a person. But like when it comes to battle, for his loved ones now at the moment, I think he's still the savage he was when he was a Saiyan when that came to Earth, though. But
Yeah,
more tactical and more thought out.
yeah, and I like that concept. I mean, the naming convention is definitely strange, but I don't think that it'll overtake. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna like go home to Bulma and like beat her now or anything like that. I think he's
No.
gonna be the same great
My
dad,
Bulma!
awesome person outside of battle, but like when he's in battle, like kind of leaning into who he really is, kind of brings out the best of his fighting ability, and I think that's kind of like, I don't know, it's so different than Ultra Instinct. Like, to even put the name Ultra on it was weird, just because it's like, it's just so different than Ultra
I
Instinct.
mean,
I don't even know what
is said though there is different forms of Ultra Instinct. So
Oh yeah, that's true. I took that as more of
he
like
has a different form than Whis, but he still has a kind of an Ultra Instinct-esque form.
Man, as long as they don't go the whole Goku's becoming an angel and Vegeta's becoming a god of destruction route, I think
The
I'm gonna
way
be
they're
okay
doing
with
it
whatever
now,
they're doing.
it looks like it, but
I
I don't think it's
know.
gonna happen.
Because Goku
I
won't
don't
be able
know
to
if-
fight anybody, man.
yeah, I don't know if it'll go like fully there. I mean,
If
Dragon
they do
Ball.
that, the story is over.
Yeah,
Well,
no, exactly.
yeah, kind of, maybe. I mean, like, don't
Unless
come up
Goten
with,
and Trunks show up.
yeah, no, and then read Dragon Ball Bloodlines. Do it.
Then we jump in.
If you haven't
But-
already done it, Chapter 1
yeah.
is out. So, I mean, you
Yeah.
should totally check it out.
Yeah, tell us what you think. We appreciate it.
Plug ourselves every time we can.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
But,
of course. Shameless
like,
plug.
so, like, for instance, we'll just, like, thought experiment, like, Goku becomes an angel and can't fight in the mortal realm, and then you find out there's this other godly realm above even the realm of the Kais that he has to go fight people in now that he's an angel or something. There's always ways that they'll write around, like, a way for Goku
Oh, yeah,
to
for
punch at
sure.
people. You know
Like-
what I mean?
Like they did with the multiverses, then with Universe 6 and 12, and all
Yeah,
that, with
like-
the Tournament of Power.
I'm not a fan of the Goku being Angel and Vegeta. Like, I'm totally like a fan of like
No.
Beerus is the one training Vegeta and Whis is the one training Goku, and they're both getting different power sets. Totally a huge fan
I
of
like
that.
that.
But
Yeah, definitely.
don't want them to actually become those things. yeah, I mean, like they could eventually surpass those things, and like we'll have to talk about that later on with some of our fun speculation stuff after we get this out of the way. But like, yeah, I don't want to see them become those things either. So
No, and it will, like, if they do that, it will negate the whole Whis and Beerus characters because they're not gonna be in the picture anymore almost.
yeah, isn't it funny
Yeah.
though that like everybody in the fandom, or well, a good portion of the fandom, I don't like to put everybody in one thing, but
Yeah, we
good
can't
portion of the
categorize now.
yeah, a good portion of the fandom was like, oh, Broly's definitely stronger than Beerus now, and like all that stuff because that one line in the
No.
movie,
Is he
and it's
though?
kind of, and it's like, you guys like they tomorrow. Yajirobe could be the strongest fighter in all of Dragon Ball if they decided they wanted to write it that way. And I think that there's a
Exactly.
lot of people that don't want to accept that. But I mean, we've seen Android 17 and Gohan and all these other characters
Yeah,
get
and 18
crazy,
even
yeah, crazy
getting a power
boosts.
boost.
You know, um, I mean, like,
I mean, we all know who the big MVP of all Ball is, right?
Of course,
The
man.
farmer with the shotgun.
Farmer,
You have
yeah,
to, man.
say,
The farmer, man.
yep,
He's the
He's
go-to.
he's the goat.
he's the MVP of.
But yeah, I don't know. Back to this arc. I mean, like we've seen some wacky stuff with the whole like wishing for power instead of actually training for it.
Okay,
Now
but
it's
to be
like,
fair, every single villain who's ever wanted the Dragon Balls has wanted to do that, and nobody has.
Immortality and
Exactly,
everything.
nobody has though. I want to be the strongest in the
Uh,
universe. Nobody's
I
gotten
don't.
it.
I don't think
But
Cell
he did.
did it actually.
I mean, Cell
Cell
just
wished on the Dragon Balls.
thought he was the stronger. He had nothing. He
Invincible
didn't care
already, so-
anything. Yeah, he didn't
Yeah, I
care
didn't
about
care.
the Dragon Balls at all. He was
And,
just like,
and Boo didn't want the Dragon Balls either, so
yeah, he was just like, I want to whoop Goku's ass. That's it.
Yeah.
That was Cell, and then Gohan. You know.
boom.
Boom. But like,
Wow.
so Granola is an interesting like villain, and like I do
I
like.
really love his design.
Kristoff
Yeah, and
hates
I-
him. Kristoff
Yeah,
hates
I know.
everything about
Yeah.
him. And I love him,
Yeah.
dude. I think he's so great, man. He's literally a Vegeta if Vegeta never stayed on Earth.
Hell
I-
yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'm not a big fan of the wish on the Dragon Ball thing. I do think
No,
that
of
was a
course,
little
that
weird.
part is a little.
But I
yeah.
love the complications and the consequences that it faced. Now he's only got 3 years. You know what I'm saying? There's actually consequences for him using the Dragon Balls.
I mean,
You know,
like,
it's not like GT where the energy's leaking out, you know? But
yeah, I mean, I do get the idea of consequences and all that stuff being a part of it. It was
Yeah.
just a weird way to introduce that character. It felt kind of,
without a doubt.
but
It was a strange.
It
way
did
to
feel
do
kind
it,
of
yeah.
hokey.
one thing
I'm
that
like,
made it
"Man,
kind
what
of
are you doing?"
yeah, one thing that made it kind of worth it for me. I think it might have been the last chapter. I don't know if it was this chapter, but whenever he was talking, Vegeta was kind of berating him about like being the strongest is just like a moment in time, and like
Exactly.
you know, and that's like it's so
That ties
true
back
for
to
a
the Yajirobe
character.
comment.
Yeah, that's such a true thing for like Vegeta as a character because there's been plenty of times where he's been stronger than anybody else. I mean, stronger than Goku and Piccolo and you know everybody.
Yeah, and then he
on-
lets his ego in the way, and then he gets knocked down.
yeah,
When
or
he
somebody
showed
else
up
just
against
gets
19,
stronger.
man, that
yeah.
was
Oh
That
yeah,
was-
yeah.
that was the moment that I was like, you know what? Vegeta's a pretty badass dude. I think I was like like 11 or 12 when that scene came
What
out.
moment you talking about?
When he showed up and kicked 19 right in the face, saved Goku's ass.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
and he ripped his arms off.
yeah,
He's like,
and kind of like
does a machine like you experience fear?
yeah, it was like the first
I think
time
you have
that
an oil leak.
he really showed up as the anti-hero. It's like that first moment where he's like, I'm here and I'm definitely an anti-hero, not just like I am here and you know, I'm helping you on Namek for my own reasons. It was like, nah, I came back and I'm here to kick ass. Like,
I mean, the first
Exactly.
time he turned Super Saiyan, I really got goosebumps.
Oh man!
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and
that
how
was
he
awesome.
even—I know it was mostly filler because it wasn't in the manga, but how he explained it
And his speech,
with
yeah.
with the storm and like it was brutal. I didn't care anymore. I mean, just dude, it just 12-year-old. I think I was 11. I was like, whoa, That's when I knew it was like,
Yeah.
this is not a kid's show. Like it's
No,
Yeah.
and then
it's a kid's show, but it's not.
the whole speech about him reclaiming his title as a Airflow Prince and all that, because he was Super Saiyan then.
Yep, that was awesome.
He always gets the best speeches, though. I gotta give him that.
There is something that I just kind of thought of, like, whenever it comes to Vegeta's new form. Within the community, obviously, we've seen everybody, like, really getting hype about it. But, like, it definitely, like, whenever it came to the Tournament of Power, we had so much build-up to Ultra Instinct. Like, and it did kind of feel like this one would just kind of, like, plopped out of nowhere to an extent. Like, I don't know. Part of that just is like the difference between manga and anime, and like the community just doesn't have
Yeah.
anime right now, so that's just kind of like how it is. Um, but
Take what we can get.
yeah, oh for sure. I mean, I love the manga. I like manga more than I like
Me too.
anime in a lot of ways. But I feel like that's one thing that kind of like has hindered Granola as a villain, because like we get so much time with Cell, we get so much time with like all these other villains, and like so far it seems like even though we've gotten like a good backstory for Granola, it does sometimes feel like we kind of got rushed through it, whereas like
It's the same with Moro, I guess.
yeah, and then there wasn't like this major focus on like Vegeta's definitely getting a new form, Vegeta's definitely getting a new form, and like that Super Saiyan moment, like you're talking about, it's kind of gone in a lot of ways. Whenever,
Oh yeah,
or
yeah,
like
definitely.
with this transformation. I mean, even in the
Only
sense of
only
like,
part I can think of is when he went Super Vegeta against Imperfect Cell, though.
That was an awesome fight.
yeah, and that was like a great transformation moment. You know
I
what
think
I
that
mean?
was the
Like,
last, and also the Margin one, but I think that was
yeah,
the last one they really gave him
yeah,
the
that
attention to.
like really felt like something like big and
Yeah.
like over the top and stuff, and like this was more of like, it almost felt like they just did what they always do, but they just swapped the roles, and they were just like, okay, Goku's the jobber this time, like, and then they just like threw him out as the jobber. He got beat by the by Granola, and then Vegeta gets out there,
I mean,
and then can
they did the same in the Moro arc, though.
They just swap back
yeah,
and forth.
yeah, they kind of
Yeah.
swap
And they
back
always
and
give
forth.
Vegeta the end of the stick. But hey, man, in Moro, at least he kind of got some shine. He did split old dude in half, so Goku could, finish him
True.
off. But I mean, if it wasn't for
I
him, he
like
wouldn't
the
have been able to
Moro
do it
arc
though.
for the
So.
most part. Yeah, I do wish Vegeta would have gotten the win. It would have made sense, like especially because like they kind of introduced Blue Evolution as like
Or like Josh said last week, Boo even. Because it was in a big
oh
feud with
yeah, I
Boo.
would have been really
Yeah.
happy with Boo. Yeah, I would have actually, that would have been my number one choice. But considering how the arc was playing out, if they would have just had Vegeta
Yeah.
win it there, I would have been okay with it.
They should have
Instead
kept
of,
him skinny. They should have kept him skinny, man. That was a mistake.
I just want him to they could just transform him into that form. I mean, you could just use it like a transformation. He doesn't have to stay like
Right,
that
that
all
would
the
be
time.
awesome. No,
You know,
exactly.
I wish that they'd do that. I wish that they'd give Boo more shine.
I wish they'd give everybody more shine, man. It's just the Goku Vegeta show now, and everybody knows it. Nobody's. I mean,
Well, yeah. I mean, and
But that's
maybe
what it
with
is.
us getting past the end of Z, if we get to that point, maybe it'll change. But who knows? I mean, Dragon
I
Balls.
mean, yeah, it's like you said, the Goku and Vegeta show, but there is, like we discussed, there's another character that kind of deserves a new transformation, though.
Are you talking about our boy?
Piccolo.
Good bad man. Mr. Piccolo.
Mr. Piccolo.
Oh yeah. Well, has anybody
Yeah,
got
I mean,
anything else on the manga? I can't. I mean, like besides the name, I mean, like and then like Vegeta getting knocked down at the end. There wasn't too much besides.
I have an idea though about just a future prediction. Now, if I'm wrong, whatever. But if I'm right, I'm sorry for the spoilers. What if the Heaters are gonna go use the Dragon Balls with this whole fight going on to distract everybody, to wish the dragon transfer Granola's power to gas?
Yeah, I wouldn't be
That's
surprised if something like
interesting.
that happened. Because like that's one thing that I'm kind of waiting to see with the heaters, if like something's
Oh,
gonna
I think
give there.
Gas is gonna do a gas
I'm
explosion,
thinking,
if you know what
man.
I mean. He's gonna
Gas is
burst out.
volatile, man. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
mean, he put granola on his ass like it wasn't nothing. Which, you know, I think he's probably Android Saga level strength. You know, I'd guarantee that. But transferring the universe's strongest power into this kid, what's it gonna do to him, man? Well, I mean,
I
his
mean, like,
whole demeanor could change and he could become a supervillain. I don't know, you know, but
yeah, but that's the thing, right? Because by the end of the chapter, Vegeta was starting to overpower Granola again before the second eye opened. But
well, and
like,
Vegeta got
if
hit
it,
with his own blast though, man. It wasn't
yeah,
even
if
like
this
Granola
keeps
did
up,
anything.
I don't think the power is gonna do much for Gas.
No, that's true.
I don't
But I
know.
mean,
I
you had
mean,
Maybe
like,
Granola that was super weak.
They can
so
give a
I don't know.
twist, but
I don't
yeah,
know.
I
Maybe
mean,
something to that extreme. I just think gas is gonna play in.
yeah, maybe it
somehow.
multiplies the strength you already have instead of just the raw power you get.
I'm getting some like Kid Buu vibes there. So
That's what I'm
like,
saying,
if
man.
if they give Gas that power, I don't know. I could see that being like a almost Boo like callback type villain or something. Like do something crazy there.
Yeah,
Instead
that'd
of
be
it
cool though.
just yeah, I would almost rather have that than granola. I mean, the granola like that thing's cool. Like and it reminds me of like the baby arc, I guess, a little bit. You know, with the whole like my civilization destroyed, gotta get revenge on these
The
Saiyans. Like
Tuffles. Yeah.
yeah, it reminds me of that. So like it's cool. Um, but like his demeanor, and like you said it earlier, like he's almost like a Vegeta-esque character. Like his demeanor isn't like it doesn't remind me as much of a like traditional Dragon Ball villain. So I could
Right.
and I'm okay with them
He's like
keeping
he,
him.
he's he's
Go
definitely an
ahead.
antagonist, but I just don't think he's a villain. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think.
Yeah, he's been misled, so he's kind of a lost kid with a huge amounts of power now.
Yeah, so like I could see them trying to do something where they're like, "Oh, we, kind of saved Granola from himself," but then like
Kind of
this
like Broly was actually.
yeah, kind of. And then like, Gas becomes like, a Majin Buu or, Frieza type villain or something, just something
Speaking of
all
Frieza,
powerful
Granola's that's
like
his whole revenge is
mindless.
on Frieza. He hasn't
Yeah,
even
and
showed up.
Vegeta explained it, but he didn't want to listen anymore. So
Frieza hasn't even
Yeah.
shown up in the manga at all yet, though. In this chapter, like
Yeah, that's
he's
it.
supposed to be the I'm just like,
Yeah,
what the fuck? So
there's like
maybe they're gonna
there's
give him a big boost. I don't know.
yeah, it does feel like there's so little going on with other characters. Like it is definitely
Yeah,
the Goku and Vegeta show right now. I that's one thing I did really like about the Moro arc, and I'm hoping that maybe sees its way back into this arc. Like we got to see like, everybody fighting. Like in the last arc,
yeah,
the
man.
Z team was the
That's
Z
what
team. You know what I mean? Got them
for
Super
once.
Sentai, vibes going. But
Super Sentai.
yeah, I just that is something and I get why they're doing it, like from a writer standpoint, that they're trying to like, focus it down on Vegeta. But like I
Yeah,
feel like that's one reason that his transformation just didn't feel like much. You know what I mean? Like it was cool and it was hype for the fans and stuff like that, but like in context of like, like how hype was it whenever like not only are you seeing like um Goku go Super Saiyan, but you're seeing Gohan's reaction to it. You're seeing Frieza's reaction to it, and
right.
like everything going on there, or especially the Super Saiyan 2 transformation. Like everybody's just like, holy shit. Like, because Gohan just went Super
yeah.
Saiyan
Even Cell
2.
was
Like,
shitting his pants.
and that was like one of the things, even like, it's almost like if. Ironically, it has no eyebrows because it felt so much like the Super Saiyan 3 transformation. It was just kind of like, all right, I'm here, and here's the new power I got. It was just
I
kind of
may
like,
not got Super Saiyan 3, but check this out. I got new
yeah,
eyebrows too. Like,
yeah. So it just like, yeah, that's, and I know that was like more of last chapter stuff, but it bleeds into this one because like I don't think I don't think that they're gonna have Vegeta lose. Like I really don't. Now what that eventually means, like, does he actually kill
They
Granola or
probably
do they
gonna,
take his powers or what all that stuff?
yeah.
Like we'll see. But I don't.
Maybe they're
I
gonna have a teaming up fight again with Goku and Vegeta together,
Yeah,
like they
That'd be
did
great.
something
with
like
Boo.
that. I don't think he's going to like out and out like I don't think it's going to be like Moro where he like out and out just gets
No,
knocked out and like everybody gets knocked out and like, and then maybe it is. Maybe it's the same old thing over again. But like
we will see though. It's all speculation till it comes out. So
it almost be it almost be unpredictable if they did it that way at this point to me.
yeah,
Like, just because like everything's pointing in this like, oh no, we're gonna finally give Vegeta at least some of his shine. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's gonna, defeat
I'll
Granola,
believe it when I see it.
and then maybe
yeah,
even
exactly.
well, because I could even see him do it where he defeats Granola, and then they go on to like the Gas becomes the actual villain
The
that
real villain, yeah,
yeah
and then
that go
Goku gets his
then
part
Goku
again.
yeah or something, and then Goku goes in to defeat him or something like that, or maybe they do the team up battle like you said, and it is like very reminiscent of the Buu arc maybe. But I don't know. That's
That'd be a
kind of
cool
my final
callback
thoughts
though.
on it. Yeah, I mean it could be fun.
Especially if this is the last chapter before the I mean you make a Majin Buu like character and this is like the last chapter before the whole end of Z arc. I mean that would make sense to be a callback. Be like, oh yeah, we can go train that kid, and then lo and
Yeah.
behold,
Yeah, that's what I liked about the end of the Tournament of Power, that they did the throwback fight between Goku and Vegeta when they first met.
yeah,
Oh
that was
yeah,
great.
that was nice.
I loved that.
And they were on equal playing fields too.
Yeah,
Vegeta wasn't up top anymore.
in
Yeah.
the same stance though.
Yeah, oh yeah, well the
Well, I
same
don't
thing.
know.
I mean,
They were kind of
can't
on equal
change
playing
some things.
fields. I mean,
No,
technically,
Vegeta was on higher ground actually.
Was he?
yeah. Technically, he had Blue Evolution, and Goku didn't know how to even get back into UI, so Vegeta might have just stopped.
You don't think Kaioken times 20 stacked on top of it though is even close though?
Oh no, I think it's close, but I mean, I think that he
It was
can't.
close, yeah.
I would
think
say,
Evolution's probably more manageable.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I think over time, Vegeta stomps. You know what I mean?
I love how
in those two
Goku just
forms.
stacked that, and that was just his thing for a while. Like, I'm not gonna get a new form. I'm just gonna throw Kaioken on top of everything.
Dude,
Yeah, I'm gonna
before the
stack
Tournament
it.
of Power, I genuinely thought it was just gonna be like Super Saiyan Blue, like Kaioken Unlimited or something crazy, because I thought they were just gonna, or like Super Saiyan Violet. I thought they were just gonna merge the purple and the blue, and he was just gonna like turn, or the purple, the blue and the red.
I don't
and
know
then
if
he was
we.
gonna turn purple.
I
I'm
don't know if on last
colorblind. I'm gonna
podcast
use
we
that
talked
as an
about it.
excuse for misspeaking.
But the one thing that always bothered me was, if you're gonna do, okay, just hear me out here. The yellow hair, gold hair, white hair, whatever you want to call it, to the red hair transformation, the Super Saiyan God, that made sense. I thought that was cool. But like, wouldn't the next transformation, like you add like yellow, and then you talk about God Key to red, wouldn't the next one be orange? Why would it be blue? I was just like completely thrown for a loop for that.
I mean, has Dragon Ball ever been logical in anything?
No, I mean, of course not. It never has. But I mean,
Yeah, where does
Basic
Goku's
color
pants
structure.
come from when he turned Super Saiyan 4?
there's a good question. Because he has
You
to
know,
get to the, well,
just
the
saying.
first time he had to get into a monkey and then Uzari
Yeah.
form, golden.
And then he's just like, I got pants because I can't be naked. This
And
is a
I'm
kid's
also an
show.
adult now.
I
Yeah.
also have fur over my
Yeah.
nipples.
It's reddish pink. I hope you like it because this is it. This is the only transformation you're gonna get the whole series.
Yeah.
Hope you
But,
like it.
yeah, I don't know.
No, I do love Super Saiyan 4 though. I'm not hating.
It was a cool design at the time.
Oh, I love Super Saiyan 4. But, like, back to, like, Super Saiyan Blue and stuff like that, yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of wacky.
It's strange.
It's silly. But you guys want to talk about the Funimation thing?
Oh yeah, man, definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The
It's,
implications. The implications.
For you can explain, Brandon, but for people who didn't know, there was something big going on.
Oh yeah, it's a Funimation, I guess, bought out Crunchyroll, so now like Funimation's like gonna be even more of a anime powerhouse. Um, Now the
And
thing
Sony
that
owns
like
Funimation,
do
so
what?
that makes Sony even. And Sony owns Funimation, so that makes them
Well,
even
that's
stronger.
that's the big thing I actually wanted to talk about because if Sony owns Funimation, they obviously don't own the rights to like Dragon Ball or anything like that. They just own the like distribution rights and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeah.
but Sony's a
and I think even
Japanese.
the music too.
Yeah, with Sony being a Japanese company that has so many like ties to like superhero movies specifically, with Spider-Man, I'm really curious if they're making all these moves to see how many of these companies they can get on board, and if we're about to see an influx of maybe some live-action anime movies. Um,
As long as they do it right, man. We talked about it last podcast too. As long as they do it right. You know, you gotta do. You
Yeah,
cannot
and
evolution it. You can't Street Fighter. You can't. I mean, it's just some
that's
of
the
them end up
difficult
good,
part.
but
So,
yeah,
in my opinion, just let it be what it is, and don't touch the fucking live action.
I don't know about like technically like now with Dragon Ball itself, I don't necessarily think you know that there's gonna. And I know this is off topic because we're a Dragon Ball
well, it's
podcast,
fine, man.
but um,
It's fine, man. Go
but
ahead.
like with like other, I mean, they've already got a live action My Hero Academia movie in the works, I do believe. You know, and we've seen a couple other attempts in the past that weren't great,
Hey,
but you know they were.
The Bleach movie, and Rurouni Kenshin, man, those movies were great. I don't care what
Oh,
anybody
I
says.
won't
I still
watch
have to watch
Rurouni
a
Kenshin
Ronin
because
Kenshin.
I won't
I
watch that
know, man.
anymore because of their the creator got caught with like stuff that I won't mention on the podcast.
His initials CP.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah.
that guy.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, never
Yeah,
mind. We don't endorse or support any of
It
that.
was it hurt so bad, dude. I was such a huge Samurai X fan and stuff. I can't even watch
I
it
know,
now
man.
because I was just like, you mother. Anyways,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, there's some decent like adaptations and stuff like that. Um, so it does make me wonder if maybe they would try to take a actual stat. Like, I mean, like Sony produces the Spider-Man movies. It's not like they couldn't make something good um, out of Dragon Ball or any other anime franchise. But since we're talking Dragon Ball, yeah, we'll stick to that. Like, would you? Because last time around, I mean, like Dragon Ball Evolutions, for all its faults, and there's plenty of them, wasn't necessarily a big blockbuster film. If you go back and, I mean, like it's pretty low budget, but
Yeah.
like with the popularity and resurgence of like anime and Dragon Ball in particular over the last 10 years, a big studio might be willing to take a stab at it. I mean, personally, if they're gonna do it, I'd rather see something like Into the Spider-Verse, but Dragon Ball, where it's like 3D animated and
Yeah.
done well
No, that'd be
and
pretty
stuff.
cool.
Yeah,
yeah, that would be cool though.
which we might be getting in a way um, from
With superhero.
with superhero. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I've always been
It'll be
against
fun to
live
see.
action Dragon Ball, but like getting a studio like Sony behind it that would actually have the money to make like a MCU level Dragon Ball
That's the
franchise,
goal. That's the goal,
that
man. If they could do it like that, if you could CGI the hair just right, it doesn't have to be full length. You know what I'm
well, I
saying? But it
mean,
has to be the shape.
look at Captain Marvel and Captain
That's what I'm
Marvel. I mean,
saying, man.
yeah, like
That's
she
exactly what
basically
I'm
looked like a
saying.
Super Saiyan. Like they could pull it off, I think nowadays. And I've usually traditionally been against it. I mean, like for me, I'd want them to start with Dragon Ball, and the thing that I'd be worried about is we get a Lord of the Rings situation where we'd actually be getting like Z first, and then like Super, and then Dragon Ball
Then
movies.
yeah,
Yeah, or
like Lord
something
of the
like that.
Rings, then the Hobbit, and then all
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
But in
So like,
retrospect, would that really be that bad of an idea? Because if we start with Z, the the hype will
normies
be
get in.
high.
Yeah.
You know, exactly.
Yeah,
the hype
and
will
I
be
think
high.
most of the fandom will be go looking at Z, because I think the younger generation, not
They don't like
everyone,
Dragon
but
Ball, man. Most of the
they
young cats
didn't
don't.
even
It's
watch
okay,
Dragon
and
Ball.
it's okay. It's okay to not like it. You know what I'm saying? But
Is
I
it?
understand.
To be fair, I started watching Z before I started Dragon Ball, because
Me
I
too.
didn't know it was there.
I
Oh,
didn't
we
even know
all
it
did.
existed.
I mean, like most everybody did. I got Dragon
I
Ball.
read the mangas though.
Yeah,
Thank you,
I
Toonami.
I had Dragon Ball a lot earlier than other people, because my dad's a big nerd too. So like, we used to go get the VHSs from a place called
Oh
Sam
man.
Goody, every month that they came out, or every other month. I can't remember how often they did, but we got the unrated ones that had like the cursing and the blood in them still. And yeah, we'd go get those
Still
every
traumatized.
yeah. And yeah, I have PTSD from watching Dragon Ball. I'm a huge nerd.
I would get mine from a place called Funko Land.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And they had
Walls of VHSs.
I don't even think it was the Funimation dub. I think it might have been the other dubbing company that did Dragon Ball, because I know there's the Ocean dub of Z. I can't remember if
Yeah, the
Ocean.
Ocean dub.
I don't remember if Ocean did the original Dragon Ball, the first, because they did the first arc, or if it was a
I don't
different
know
company.
actually.
I think they
But
were called the AB Group, if I'm not mistaken.
what was it?
AB Group.
Yeah, maybe. I genuinely have no idea. But I had that DVD set, and I remember having that, and so I was introduced to like the very early first arc of Dragon Ball, like pretty early on, and then I had to go to like LimeWire and Kazaa and just start downloading the episodes in Japanese with blurry ass subtitles that I could barely read. You know, like so that
I
I
I
could
remember
think
those days.
me and Josh talked about this last podcast too, about the old downloading and all that shit.
Oh yeah.
It's
Get all the old AMVs.
and
all
sorry to the
pieced
people
together.
who listen to the podcast if we repeat ourselves about stuff, but we're old, we forget shit. Okay.
Yeah, I am an old man. Yeah, we're just yelling at the clouds. We're like, his new transformation wasn't epic enough, you know. But
Right.
but yeah, now I've lost my train of thought completely. So we can talk about whatever. Oh yeah, we were talking about the
Oh
Okay.
god.
movies and
Sorry.
stuff. Let's go back to that. So if we saw a I mean, like we got the live action Avatar coming out again, and I'm nervous as hell about that because you know how the first time went. Was
Yeah,
still a
not
better
great.
movie than Dragon Ball Evolution, in my opinion, though.
100%.
Yeah,
I agree with that without a doubt.
I mean, yeah, Dragon Ball Evolution's a special kind of evil.
It was a Dragon Ball themed episode of the TV show Shameless. I don't know if you guys have ever
Yeah.
seen that.
Now, like one thing that I like with everything that like you know, Dragon Ball's been around for a really long time, and it's you know there's
Oh, yeah.
the one continuity, and then there's GT, and now there's Heroes, which is you know video game oriented and stuff. But like, do you think that
Promotional anime.
yeah, like do you think that they should how should they do it? Should they do it more of like the linear Lord of the Rings style, or do you think that they should like mess with the story more and do like something more like the MCU? I mean, as long as you got people that actually understand the characters and stuff like that, but like, do you think that it
If
should
they were
like
to do it, man, if they were to do it, they should do it in uncharted territory. You know what I'm saying? Like the legend was they've never seen a Super Saiyan in the last 1,000 years. What about the last Super Saiyan? Let's start there. Let's look and see what that's about. You know what
you
I'm
think
saying?
if they did like live action stuff, they should go like that far back?
Yeah, so they're not messing
Yeah.
with our canon stuff, so that and then they can try it out and see how it works, and if it gains a little traction, then you start throwing in Z, right? And then you do your Z, and then you're like, oh, well, what about Goku? Let's see the story of Goku. Okay, then you go back and do Dragon Ball and fill it all in. Obviously, I don't think they're ever gonna do GT because like Toei doesn't even acknowledge it really.
No.
But
They're
I
never
mean,
gonna
they
do
might they might do Super because Super's got a bunch of tournaments and tournaments make money and money's good. So
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, Dragon Ball is always been a bound to tournaments, right? I mean, early Dragon Ball.
Well, yeah, a lot of the tournament, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the tournaments were good, but like the one arc that changed everything was the Namek arc. Every single character involved in that
Oh
arc
man, I think
benefited.
it's still my favorite arc till this day.
It's
Well,
just
you
that
wanted
just
to,
that's I mean, man, it
yeah, you
was
wanted to talk about that. Do you guys have
I
anything else
did.
to say on the Funimation thing, or do you guys want to just move on to that?
I
I
think
mean,
it's
like with the fusion of the companies, it's we will see what they bring in the future though. Like
as long as it's done
if
correctly.
companies buy up companies, most of the time it's not a good sign. But I think in this case, it can be a good thing.
I mean, it's beneficial to the consumer for to some extent. Whenever it comes to like
Yeah,
media companies, now, like there's a larger problem, I guess, whenever it comes to something like Disney, where like every movie you could argue kind of becomes Disneyfied. That's underneath Disney,
That's
but like
true.
oh
I've
yeah, for
seen I've
sure.
seen the memes about
yeah,
you
Yeah.
seen the Piccolo one where he's like all like smoothed out.
but whenever it
Oh, it's
comes
the
to like
worst.
bringing anime over here, like I mean, like they don't really have much to say in the way of what's being created. They just kind of gotta pick from what they're getting. So
Yeah, because the thing is, it's already there. The foundation has been set for what anime is. So if they're gonna change that, they will bring down their own company. So that's not a good idea.
well, and they just don't have much of a say in it, anyways. They're just dubbing it and doing their best,
True.
and for the most part, we're all just watching what Dragon Ball and then Pirate Dragon Ball and Ninja Dragon Ball and Superhero Dragon Ball, like My Hero, One Piece, and
That's true.
Naruto, like so like the formula is already pretty like there, so
Yeah.
it's Disney-fied in its own way, I guess. You know what I mean? Because like Shonen is
And
Shonen.
all that's
Yeah,
Like,
thanks to
kind of.
Fist of the North Star. If it wasn't for that movie, Akira would have never even wrote it, though. You know. So I mean,
yeah,
Fist of the North Star was like the key shining moment in the '80s.
Yeah,
yeah, that was
that's
a big
true.
deal. So yeah, I guess like as long as there's not like a giant price hike, it's kind of a cool thing in some regard, that you're getting everything in one place instead of having to like pay for multiple subscriptions and stuff like that.
At least it's easier for the consumer, though.
It's
Yeah,
all
that
just gathered, collected into
yeah.
one spot, so you don't got to worry about it. But at the same time, it's like you got to worry if they're going to become monopolistic with it. Like, what will
Monopoly,
they
yeah,
what will they not put on their site? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you never
that's
know.
that's what I worry about is like are they going
Yeah,
to
that's a
alter
problem with it.
things and like, cuz
Censor.
like yeah, are we going to end up in a four kids situation? Like where whenever four kids got a hold of One Piece, I don't know if anybody remembers that fiasco.
I remember Four Kids. I remember.
Yeah, I mean they just edited the hell out of it. I mean it's so bad. The
Changed
Funimation
everything.
stuff's much better. Um, so yeah, I mean like as long as they don't do that, and they actually just allow anime to continue to be anime, I think we're good. For now, obviously we're not going to do anything about it. We're just podcasting. But just curious thought. So you wanted to talk about Namek, uh, the character development on Namek. You said something about that before
I
I.
was saying that like every single character and that was involved in that arc either benefited positively or negatively. I know you could say that from every arc, but I would say that was the most key arc for everybody's character development because you had Goku. I mean, obviously, he developed in a way that, in at least in the dub version, it made him seem more mature, and he
Yeah,
realized the severity of the situation for once. He wasn't there to mess around and fight strong guys. He was there to get business done and get his
get
whole
his
crew out.
get his
You
friends
know,
of the
Well, I
planet. Yeah,
mean, we've seen that a couple times with Goku. I mean, that's kind of a trope. I mean, like even Tao Pai Pai, like the first like real villain. Yeah, at first whenever he
yeah.
shows up, he's goofy Goku, but then he gets his ass beat, and then he goes and
And then
trains.
he gets serious. Yeah,
And then he shows up and
serious
he's like,
Goku is the best Goku.
yeah. So I mean, like Goku, I would say is actually even though he got the Super Saiyan transformation, I'd say out of all of the characters, might be the character that got like the least development out of all of
I
the
know.
other characters. I mean, like,
Who
yeah,
got the
because
worst,
we seen
in your
through the
opinion?
whole the whole saga, like when he went on the ship, we saw him training, we saw him evolve during the Captain Ginyu fight and all that. But yeah, the rest of the characters, they
Gohan got
evolved in their own
PTSD.
kind of way. Yeah.
Yeah, they all changed mentally, like whereas Goku
Oh, yeah,
kind
for
of
sure.
stayed
5
very
years
similar.
old, got his neck broken by a big monster.
Yeah, I mean, like from that to, I mean,
And
look
that's
at
why he
Piccolo.
became the Great Saiyaman.
I mean, Piccolo went from, the end of the Saiyan saga. We all know he obviously he cares about Gohan, but then he goes, finds out about his home world, is watching
That
it
was
get
awesome.
destroyed.
I wish they gave you a little more, though. They needed to put that on him a little more. It felt like it wasn't enough. That "I feel great" moment was awesome, but
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
home.
Yeah,
But,
fusing. Well, I mean, you don't want to overdo the character either,
Right.
because he's not that,
True.
emotionally open of a person or slug
No, far from
alien
it.
thing. But yeah, I mean, he had tons of development. Gohan had tons of development. Krillin was kind of Krillin. He was there to get killed by Frieza.
The Krill dog.
Yeah, Bulma.
I mean, but
literally
even
just a
though
set piece.
he had a kind of a character change though, Krillin.
He did, because he gained a whole lot of confidence, though, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Became more
that
powerful
potential
through his
unlock was
confidence.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see. I definitely understand. Yeah, I get where you're coming from.
I think that was a point that really cemented him over the other humans, because Tien's never got one of those. Yamcha's never got one of those. I'm just saying humans, not androids, not saying.
No, I got you.
No, just plain humans. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's something. It's not nothing because even Goku, even with getting Super Saiyan, I guess he kind of did the maturity thing, but I'd still think he had the least mental development out of out of all the characters. I mean, Vegeta
for
sure.
And we've skipped.
I
was
mean,
about to say we
Vegeta-
skipped over our favorite character here, guys.
Well, I was saving
Vegeta's
the main one
development
for last. Yeah, I mean, his
And for
development.
people who are gonna say oh, Vegeta, I don't give a shit. Okay, he had a great character development on Namek.
Yeah, we're a little biased, and that's okay.
I mean,
Well,
people have the same thing for Goku.
I still like Goku. It's just, I like Vegeta more.
Oh, I mean, I love Goku as a character. He's the character that makes all the other shonen characters who they are in a lot of ways. I mean,
but can he beat
if
Goku?
If Vegeta wouldn't be as cool and dynamic if Goku wasn't there. To be fair,
man, there's two sides of the same coin, man. You can't have one without
exactly.
the other.
well, I mean, literature has lancers all over the place, and that's pretty much what Vegeta is. I mean, so it's not even just a trope to anime. I mean, it's just a literary trope, and he's this arc. I mean, Namek was where he became that character, or started to really actually become that character. I mean, he started the arc with I'm gonna kill Gohan and Krillin and all these people in my way, and then ends up going into save Gohan from getting killed by Frieza. Even
by the Ginyu Force though.
Yeah, and I mean even verbally even saying I don't need to do this, I don't owe anything to that brat.
Exactly.
And he's like, God
damn
it, I'm gonna do
he's
it.
cutting himself off from Frieza at that point.
Vegeta's only ever said sorry twice, and both of those times were to or about Gohan.
Oh yeah.
Once in the Namek saga, and then once when he thought he was dead after the Boo fight.
And
and that's the only times he said sorry ever.
Yeah, so I mean, I think you're probably right whenever it comes to Z. That is the arc that has the most character. Because even in my head, I'm Gohan had a lot, but in the Cell, and there was character development from other characters and stuff like that, but not really them changing as people. Vegeta at the beginning of the Cell arc is pretty much the same Vegeta at the end of the Cell arc. He's a little bit diminished, and his ego's been kicked a little bit down, and he has to go help Gohan defeat Cell with all that stuff. but
his
like
rival's been killed. You know, he doesn't have
yeah,
that drive anymore after that.
but like
A little bit more development he had was like from the start of the Boo by the end of the Boo saga, when he
yeah,
acknowledged like that
yeah, because
Goku
like
was stronger than him, and that he finally saw it, that Goku was a better man.
yeah, because like Goku at like being gone at the end of this, like him losing his rival, those are things that were happening to like pretty much the same person at the beginning of the Android saga. They're just things that are happening
Right.
to that person. Now there's a little bit of like he had to eat humble pie whenever he lost a cell,
Yeah.
and like he had to realize that like holy crap, that is my son. I don't care if he's from another timeline. There's tad bits of it, but nothing in comparison to like the Boo or Namek sagas. So like even though Cell Saga is like one of my favorite sagas, whenever it comes to actual like mental character development outside of Gohan and like I guess like Krillin in the androids, like there's I don't know, Goku's Goku throughout like the whole thing pretty much. The only
He's never
difference is
changed,
that
man.
Well,
the only
You know.
difference is that he's like, nah, my son's gonna go out there and beat up the bad guy this time, But like, there is like the sacrifice moment. I play it down nowadays, but like that's a pretty like uh,
that was a
Yeah.
big moment
That
though.
was
for a
heavy,
guy who
man.
just wants to fight guys and like hasn't
I
everybody
was
like
12. And I
everybody
cried like a little
downplays like
bitch.
yeah Goku or downplays Goku as a dad and stuff like that. But there's I
No.
make that joke. It's a meme. It's funny.
And
But like
then the same with the sacrifice with Vegeta against Boo, same thing.
yeah,
Good
but like there's those
sacrifices, man.
moments where they prove they're not memes, and I think that's cool that they have those. But like I think you're right though with Namek. I mean like
And
it
also in terms of battles, I think that arc had the best battles of all of them.
Oh yeah, man. Especially when Gohan would just step up randomly to like people he had no business fighting, like Frieza, and just start just mopping on him, man. And you hadn't seen Gohan do that because at the beginning of the Namek arc, he was this scared. He was still scared.
Yeah, I
you
did
know?
it once just out of
He didn't
nowhere
want to
against
fight. He was
Reddit,
scared.
but it was just
Right.
because he was scared also.
Anger, you know what I'm saying? But when it came to blast Nappa in the face in the middle of the Saiyan saga, he was too scared. But then you get this Gohan
Indeed.
that's willing to take on Frieza, and it's all because of the Namek arc. You know, that was I feel like that arc is key quintessential nostalgia for Dragon Ball. Like
And
that's
also against
the
the
arc
Ginyu
that hooked
Force,
you.
so
Oh man, I mean, he was confident. Him and Krillin were both pretty confident, but I think that might have been a big
sure.
ego boost because of the potential unlock too, a little bit. Got a little pep in her step.
yeah
do
I
we
mean oh go
want
ahead.
to talk about some other stuff, because actually we're getting to the end of the episode.
Yeah,
Pretty close to our hour.
It's been an hour almost. Jesus.
It goes quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, anybody have like a closing topic you guys wanted to? Oh, do you,
Um,
the was it Zalama thing?
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah. We
liked
could talk
that.
about that.
Or we
Okay.
could, or that could be a spoiler for next
we
week. Or-
we can keep that for next time, I think.
Okay.
It's a
well.
big topic also.
oh, you're gonna have to wait till next week. Haha. I don't know.
Well,
Try
next-
weekly
Try
podcast.
weekly podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, bi-weekly. We will see. I will update the description though.
And
We'll just
see
keep
who else we
adding
can get on
weeks
here and
and subtracting
just
weeks, and then we'll just decide. And you'll have to
have
look in the
people on,
description
have
every
people-
episode,
whatever you
and
want.
you're just gonna be like, "Is it gonna be next week? I don't know. Might be tri-weekly one week. It might be bi-weekly, and then you guys just have to hope for the best."
Keep your
So, yeah,
notifications
if you-
turned on.
If you guys like to go check out the Bloodlines manga chapter 1, chapter 2 is coming in close.
It's about a month out, is what I'm hearing.
Okay,
And I just finished writing chapter 3, so
that's a good thing. So you can go check that out. And the new and improved website will be done in a couple, I don't know what time frame, but it will be there.
Hopefully about.
Hopefully in the
So,
next
I
couple
mean, the
weeks.
reader's
probably.
almost done and well enough that we can use it. Um, so I can probably get things updated and like that'll at least have Bloodlines on there. I'm not sure about all the other manga yet, but like we'll at
Well, we
least have.
will sort it out if we talk again. So, but I will say thank you guys for joining me today.
Oh, no problem.
Hey
Um,
man, it's been awesome.
I mean, thank you guys for listening. Who is listening? I hope someone is listening to this.
A couple people out there.
And
I'm here.
we will see
I'm
you
listening.
guys.
I'm
Not,
listening the whole time.
I don't know. I think we will see when we do the next one. I think it's in maybe 2 weeks if we can manage it.
Sounds
Maybe
good.
not. We will see. And we will have next time. I think we have a special guest, don't we?
Hopefully next time we might be having the
I see how it is.
230,000
I'm not a
YouTuber.
special guest. I'm just a guest.
You are a special guest.
You are a special guest to us, right? So
Oh, I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
we
I'm
will.
just kidding.
I'm not gonna say his name yet, but it's. I think it's gonna be pretty fun.
If it works
when he
out,
gets
the other
on.
guests will be more special than me. I'm totally
Oh, come
okay with
on.
that. But anyways,
I
sorry.
mean, so yeah, thank you guys for listening, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.